everyone, thanks for joining me today. I've got a really cute and fun project for you. It is a pet bowl placemat and we're going to personalize it using sublimation. So I got these up at the Dollar Tree, so $1.25 each, and they come in a dog bone shape and they've got some various colors on those. They didn't have too many at my store, but they did have a gray one and this beautiful teal color. And then they also have it in the kitty face. So they've got it in this lovely blue and then in the gray. And I know they do offer other colors, they just were not available at my store at this time. So let me put these aside. And we're going to work on this one here, this cute, it's like a dark pink fuchsia. And I've chosen black as my base color for my graphics. But before I get ahead of myself, the placemat is approximately 15.25, so 15.25 inches by 11 inches. And then if we look at the back of the label, 100% polyester. So that's fantastic. That's what we need to get the most vibrant colors on this project. So we'll just begin by preparing the fabric for sublimation. So you need the normal stuff. Just go ahead and get your lint roller, give it a really good clean. And then I'm going to give it a quick press to get any moisture out. So I'm just going to be using some copy paper today. And then put my heat press on here. Just give it a quick roll around there. See if there's any moisture. And that should be good. Then the next thing I want to make sure is that the nap of the fabric is all going the same way. So I don't want some going like this and some going like that, you know, and then some flat. You want it all going the same way. Now I don't recommend that you have it going where it's the most fuzzy or fluffiest looking. Do it where it's the flat. So this would be, on this particular one, this direction is fuzzy. This one is the flat. So I'm just going to use my lint roller. Again, just get that as even as possible. And that looks pretty good. Now, the area I'm concerned with is this paw here. I'm pretty sure it was probably adhered with some kind of heat. So hopefully this heat press does not lift this up. So I'm going to try and avoid it as much as I can, but I think I may go over a little bit. And then the other area is the thread. Not sure what that's made of, the thread that binds this all together. So we'll just have to see how that goes. All right, so this is all prepared for sublimation. All I need now is my graphics. So let me talk about these really quickly. I've gone ahead and printed them in black sublimation ink, and I've mirrored the image because you know that that's important so that it will read correctly. And then what I've done, instead of cutting out, say, a rectangle, I went ahead and tore around the edges. And the reason for that is that it will leave less of a mark in the fabric. If you've ever pressed on any kind of fabric that has a pile to it, sometimes you can get that dreaded rectangle or circle or whatever the shape of the graphic is. So hopefully this will help eliminate that. So I'm going to just eyeball this and put it in place. Just say the little star there, or the daisy, I'll put that in the center. And then just with a couple of pieces of heat tape, I'm going to secure that in place. All right, so I've got that all in place. And then I'm using a Cricut Easy Press today, so I've got the mat down here on my surface. And I'm just going to use that same paper that I used previously. And this is just white copy paper. Basically, blowout paper can be any white paper that doesn't have a coating on it. Then I'm going to cover my graphic and bring down the placemat about halfway down the Cricut mat, because I really don't want to put too much of the heat press on this paw area, but I definitely want to cover my graphic. So let me have a quick look here. I've got a 9x9 press. This looks like this will cover everything, and I'll go ahead and start that. Now, this fabric is a little bit thin and has a, I don't know what kind of backing that is. So what I decided to do, rather than the 400 degrees for 60 seconds that I normally would do for sublimation, I've dialed this back to 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 seconds. And then I'm going to take a look at the graphic and see if it has sublimated correctly. So we're almost done. We've got about 10 seconds. I just purchased this Easy Press. It's the 9x9 and it's Easy Press 2, so it does go up to the 400. And I thought this would be good. It was on sale, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to get a press that I could use inside my house rather than have to go to the garage. All right, so I can see the ink has come through my design, so I know that that has sublimated, but I'm just going to take a quick look before I remove the paper, and it looks perfect. Great, so that looks beautiful. So this is Daisy, and she is positively adorable. And I will show you a picture of Daisy at the end of this video, and I am sure that you will agree. So I'm just going to wave this about a little bit just to cool it down, and then I'm going to go over it again with that lint roller and try and bring up the pile of the fabric. But before I do that, notice that by tearing the edges of the paper, I've eliminated that outline of the image. So that's exactly what I wanted to do, and I'm very happy at how this turned out. Okay, so I'm going to take this one step farther and add a graphic here in the bottom corner. So I'm going to move it up to this position of my heat press, or my pressing mat rather. Now this I have to be very careful. I don't know what it is, if I have dyslexia or something, but I have to really check my graphics when they've been mirrored to make sure that I get them down in the right direction. So I'm just double checking this. I'm going to position it right here in the corner. I'm going to put 2 pieces of tape. I'm probably not going to need 2, but we'll go with 2. All right. And I did have quite a bit of blowout on this paper. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, so I'm not going to use that. Get myself a new sheet, and actually I'm not going to fold it. I'm going to do it like this, and again I'm putting it up in this corner because I don't want the whole heat press on that area. Let me just double check this again. Yep. Okay, and again we'll let this go for 45 seconds at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Now when I talk about paying attention when you put your graphics down, I was going to say don't ask me why, but there you go, upside down. So I'm having to redo this mat, but hey, that's part of the process. You're learning from my mistakes. So we've got about 10 seconds to go, and hopefully this is going to turn out really cute. So I've done quite a few of these mats I've done one for my pet, and then we'll have, these other 2 will be for my sister-in-law, who has a couple of really cute puppies. So I'll pull that off, and it's super hot, so let's do that. Yay! And it turned out correctly. Thank goodness. So again, let this cool down for a few seconds, and then I'll run the lint roller over there to bring the pile back up of the fabric. So looks super cute. So let's take a closer look at the finished mat. You can see it came with the paw on here, and it doesn't look like the heat has damaged it in any way, but I would try and avoid that as much as possible because again, I don't know what that's made from. Got the great transfer on here. It came out very clear, so that's very nice. Even this one here in the corner came out super cute. So that's one that I made, and that's going to my sister-in-law for her dog Daisy. And then my niece, she has a cute little dog called Leah, or Leia. So we're calling her Princess Leia, and she has a resting bark face because she is little, fierce, and has an attitude. So that really suits her. And then the final one that I went ahead and made was for my own kitty cat. His name is Horace, and he got that name because when he was a kitten, he was always hungry, and we nicknamed him Hungry Horace. And now that he's an adult, he's also a very messy eater. So I'll see if I can get a picture of him using the placemat, but you know, that's kind of iffy. But that's how you can personalize these placemats. It's pretty easy to do. You could see that really doesn't take any time at all. Great to make for yourself, great to give as a gift. And if you stay tuned, I will show you a picture of each pet matched with their placemat, because they are all very cute. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed, I hope you choose to do so. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching.